Get ready to have your mind blown as we dive into 10 of the most shocking Christian conspiracy theories that have captivated the world. From ancient secrets to modern-day cover-ups, these theories challenge everything we thought we knew about history, religion, and even the universe. Buckle up, because things are about to get wild. Sponsored by a Christian Apparel. More at the end of the video. Did religious authorities suppress the Dead Sea Scrolls because they contradicted Christianity? Let's break down this mind-blowing conspiracy. The Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered in the 1940s and 50s in caves near the Dead Sea. These ancient manuscripts included parts of the Hebrew Bible dating back over 2,000 years. And almost immediately, conspiracy theories started swirling. The claim that religious leaders or governments suppressed the scrolls because they revealed information that would undermine traditional Christian teachings. Here's where it gets interesting. Access to the scrolls was incredibly limited for decades. A small group of scholars controlled the findings, and the public was left in the dark. Naturally, this secrecy fueled suspicions. What were they hiding? Some said the scrolls contained explosive revelations about Jesus, early Christianity, or even secret prophecies that were never meant to see the light of day. So is the conspiracy true? It's false. The Dead Sea Scrolls were suppressed, but not to hide anything about Jesus or early Christianity. The limited access was due to scholarly control, research, and political factors at the time. There's no evidence of a cover-up, just a lot of secrecy and miscommunication. Did the Vatican suppress evidence of heliocentrism to protect their interpretation of the Bible? Let's uncover the truth behind this explosive claim. In the early 1600s, Galileo Galilei championed the idea that the Earth revolves around the Sun, a direct challenge to the Church's geocentric view that placed Earth at the center of the universe. Here's where it gets messy. The Catholic Church rejected Galileo's heliocentric model, arguing it contradicted biblical cosmology. They declared his findings heretical, banned his works, and even forced him to recant under threat of punishment. Galileo spent the rest of his life under house arrest. This suppression fueled centuries of debate. Was the Church afraid of science undermining Scripture, or were they simply trying to preserve their authority during a time of religious upheaval? Fast forward centuries, and the Vatican eventually revisited Galileo's work, admitting they were wrong. But was this really about science versus faith, or something bigger? So is the conspiracy true? It's true. The Vatican did suppress Galileo's heliocentric model, not out of fear of science, but to protect their authority and the established geocentric view at the time. They were concerned about the implications for biblical interpretation and the power dynamics in the Church. Eventually they acknowledged their mistake, but it was more about control than faith. Did the Church deliberately restrict access to the Bible to maintain control? This Middle Ages conspiracy will make you question everything. During the Middle Ages, most people couldn't read Latin, the language of the Bible at the time. And here's where it gets controversial. The Church opposed translating the Bible into local languages, claiming it could lead to misinterpretation. This meant the average person couldn't read Scripture for themselves. Instead, they relied on clergy to teach them, creating a huge power imbalance. Critics say this was less about preserving the truth and more about maintaining control over the laity. Then came the game changer, the Protestant Reformation. Reformers like Martin Luther translated the Bible into German, putting Scripture into the hands of everyday people. The printing press made it widespread, and suddenly, the Bible was no longer just for the elite. So, is the conspiracy true? It's true, the Church did restrict access to the Bible, but it wasn't entirely about control. While they were concerned about misinterpretation, there was certainly an element of maintaining authority. The Protestant Reformation changed this dynamic, putting the Bible into the hands of ordinary people and challenging the Church's hold on Scripture. Did Emperor Nero really scapegoat Christians for the Great Fire of Rome? This shocking conspiracy might just be true. Let's break it down. In 64 AD, a massive fire destroyed much of Rome. Rumors started swirling that Nero himself may have set it to clear space for his grand palace, but instead of taking the blame, Nero pointed the finger at a new, unpopular group: Christians. Historical accounts, like those from Tacitus, describe how Nero accused Christians of arson and subjected them to horrific punishments. Some were burned alive, others were thrown to wild animals, all to distract the public from his own possible guilt. This marked one of the earliest recorded persecutions of Christians, a brutal era that forced believers to worship in secret, laying the foundation for their resilience and growth as a faith community. But was Nero really trying to shift blame, or was there more to his agenda? It's true. Nero did use Christians as scapegoats for the Great Fire of Rome. He accused them of starting the fire to cover his own actions and took the opportunity to launch one of the first major persecutions of Christians. It was a political move to shift blame, but it also set the stage for the early Christian church to grow despite the intense persecution. Does the Bible secretly predict major world events like World War II or the rise of Napoleon? Let's crack this mysterious theory wide open. Some believe the Bible contains hidden codes, messages embedded in the text that predict the future. Using techniques like skipping letters at specific intervals, researchers claim they've found shocking alignments. For example, mentions of events like World War II, Napoleon, or even modern disasters. Here's where it gets wild. Supporters of the theory say these patterns are too precise to be coincidence. Critics, however, argue that with a text as massive as the Bible, you're bound to find patterns if you look hard enough. While many of these claims remain controversial, there's no doubt that the Bible has shaped history and inspired countless interpretations. Whether the codes are real or just imaginative coincidences remains an open debate. So is the conspiracy true? It's false. While it's true that some researchers claim to find hidden codes in the Bible, the patterns are often coincidental or based on selective interpretation. There's no solid evidence that the Bible contains prophetic codes predicting major world events. It's more about human perception of patterns than a secret message. Is the Vatican hiding proof of aliens to avoid a theological crisis? This conspiracy theory is out of this world. Let's dig in. According to the theory, the Vatican possesses secret evidence of extraterrestrial life, but keeps it hidden to prevent chaos among believers. Some even claim they've been in contact with aliens for centuries. Here's where it gets interesting. The Vatican has an observatory and studies astronomy, which fuels speculation. People point to mysterious statements made by church officials about the possibility of alien life as proof. So is the conspiracy true? It's false. While the Vatican has shown interest in the possibility of extraterrestrial life, there's no solid proof they're hiding alien evidence. The theory is based on speculation, but the Vatican's stance is more about exploration than concealment. Was Jesus secretly married to Mary Magdalene, and do his descendants walk among us today? This theory gained traction thanks to books like the Da Vinci Code, claiming Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married and even had children. According to this idea, the truth was covered up by the early church to protect traditional teachings. Here's what we actually know. The Bible never mentions Jesus being married, let alone having children. Mary Magdalene is described as one of his closest followers, someone he freed from 7 demons, and who was the first to see him after his resurrection. So is the conspiracy true? It's false. The theory that Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene is based on fiction, with no solid historical or biblical evidence to support it. While some apocryphal texts hint at a close relationship, they don't provide evidence of marriage. Historians agree, there's no credible proof for this theory. It's more fiction than fact. Does the Pope secretly control global politics and financial systems? Let's unpack this conspiracy theory that's been making waves for centuries. Some believe the Pope is more than a spiritual leader, that he pulls the strings behind the scenes of world governments and economies. This theory claims the Vatican uses its influence to manipulate global politics, secretly shaping laws, alliances, and financial systems. What fuels this theory? The Vatican's secrecy and independence, plus its status as a sovereign state, make it easy to imagine shadowy operations. But historians and political experts agree, it's far more influence than control. So is the conspiracy true? It's false. The Pope does hold influence, but there's no evidence to support the claim that he controls global politics or financial systems. The Vatican's role is more about diplomacy and influence than secret power. Is the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest from the Old Testament, hidden in the Vatican's secret archives? Let's uncover the truth. The Ark of the Covenant, said to contain the Ten Commandments, vanished from history after the Babylonian invasion of Jerusalem, but some believe it didn't disappear. It was smuggled out and hidden in the Vatican's secret archives. The theory claims the Church keeps the Ark hidden to protect its power, or because revealing it would cause global chaos. People point to the Vatican's secretive nature, guarded archives, and ancient relics as evidence. So is the conspiracy true? It's false. The Ark of the Covenant is not hidden in the Vatican. Most historians agree it was lost or destroyed long ago, and the Vatican's secrecy is more about protecting archives and sensitive information, not biblical artifacts. Is the Illuminati secretly a Christian organization working toward global domination? Let's dive into this wild conspiracy theory. The Illuminati is often portrayed as a shadowy group pulling the strings of world events. But this twist on the conspiracy claims it's actually a Christian front, working behind the scenes to establish global control in line with biblical prophecy. So is the conspiracy true? It's false. The Illuminati was never a Christian front. In fact, it was founded to oppose religious authority and promote secular Enlightenment ideals. The modern theories linking it to Christianity are pure speculation. Are you ready to wear your faith? Introducing a Christian Apparel, a collection of Christian designs for men, women, and kids. Whether you're wearing the bold "Jesus is risen" design or showing the world that Jesus is Lord, our clothing makes a statement of strength, love, and devotion. From the Night of Christ to Follow Jesus, all the cool kids are doing it. Each design sparks meaningful conversations and inspires others. Spread positivity and wear your faith proudly with a Christian Apparel Ad. Scan or screenshot the QR code to open the Amazon store. Which of these theories surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you love exploring the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see what we've got coming next. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.